You know, over the past few weeks, we've shown you a number of really trick ARs from different manufacturers, set up for competition, set up for tactical action. All of them involve accessories attached to the front handguard. But you can't do that if you have the stock plastic handguard up in the front on your AR. What we're going to show you today, it's easier to make those changes to attach accessories than you might imagine. Step number one, after you clear the gun, break the upper receiver off to field strip it. You know how this is done. As though you were field stripping, remove the rear pin, and then this time take the front off as well. Turn the gun over, release the charging handle, take the bolt out, and then the handle itself. And now we've got the upper receiver clear. Now you are going to need a couple of specialty tools. These are from Brownells. We'll explain them as we go along. First, though, is the upper receiver block, which gives you the ability to work on the upper receiver portion of your AR while it's pinned into that block as though it were still attached to the lower receiver. The front one's going to be tough. It's intended to be. Keep your mallet handy to get it nailed down. Now, there is a tool you can buy for this next step, but we're cheap. So I've got John in here for muscle, because what we've got to do is pull back on the D-ring. Go ahead and pull that back, John. It's spring-loaded, and when it's back, then you can simply lift off the upper part of the handguard and then, in turn, the lower. Now, your next step is to remove the flash hider or compensator, whichever you may have, and that's as simple as breaking it loose with a wrench and threading it off. Now, the second specialty tool you're really going to want to have, this is Brownell's bench block, makes it a piece of cake to knock out the taper pins that secure the front sight tower. See? Simple as that. So with the pins out, then go back to the vise and get it secured. Then it's a simple matter to take your mallet, remove the front sight tower, and the front handguard guide will not be used in this next installation. Now, the next specialty tool, an AR wrench. This makes it real easy. Just line up the pins in the notches, get it started, and that fast you get the D-ring off. Now, at this point, you could change the barrel if you wanted to, that easily. Change to a heavy, change to a light, long, short, whatever you want, but that's not our process, so we'll leave it there. Now, here is the new front handguard we're going to use. It's a LaRue Tactical 9-inch loaded with Picatinny rails. It'll be free-floating as well for better accuracy, and it's got a proprietary keeper system. We'll show you how this works. First on is LaRue's keeper system that helps fight against torquing when you start putting on vertical hand grips and bipods. And the handguard nut goes on, and inside it, you spin on the barrel nut. All right, now you may want to use a little anti-seize on these threads, and then spin it up hand tight, then take your AR wrench and bring the next hole into alignment, because remember the gas tube has got to go back through this when we reassemble. And so you're basically going to have to stick your head in there and make sure you got it lined up right. All right. Now notice our new handguard, 4-stock, has alignment pins that fit into the holes in our new barrel nut. So get them in there, get them lined up, and then it's a relatively simple matter to spin on the handguard nut. All right, now finish off the handguard nut with a strap wrench. You know where those come from. And now the next step is the bolts for LaRue's keeper. This, again, is the anti-torquing device. You slide through the barrel nut and actually into the handguard. All right, it'll take a little doing until you get it up tight, but then snug it, put a little torque on it with your Allen wrench. All right, with that, we've got our handguard. Notice, before we put the gas tube in, it is now full floating, so that may be an increase in our accuracy. Slide the gas tube on, sight tower goes on. Just kind of move it around to guide it through the barrel nut. Remember the holes in the barrel nut. Bring it into position. Then your next step is put the pins back in. These are tapered pins, so they come out on the right side. They got to go back in on the right side. See, even I could figure that out. Give them a little tap. sight tower is back up. Final step, put your compensator on and wrench it up tight. With that, all we have to do is put our AR upper and lower back together. And operating handle and a bolt. And now there is no end to the accessories you can consider hanging on your AR. By the way, when you do that, you may want to consider Mark LaRue's adjustable rail mount system. This guarantees a return to zero when you remove it and replace it on the Picatinny rail. And here is the reason for that keeper system with the 2 bolts. The guys with the M4s kicking doors in Iraq with the front grip were twisting the barrel nut loose and pinching off the gas tube. The keeper prevents that, whether it's kicking doors or shooting in the open division in free gun. LaRue Tactical offers their front floating hand grips in 7-inch, 9-inch, which we used, and 12-inch for you long-range shooters. They're all about $250 for the system. We've got the information on the website.